I'm searching for the English word. Oh, the English word
You
is
can use
called
a little bit of Ugandan.
look. Oh, yeah. But the English word is called audacity.
Oh, that's it.
You got the audacity. Who wakes up and creates a media hub?
You know, right?
Exactly.
It's the audacity.
It's called audacity. I don't like your dress. Thank you. You're watching me. At least I don't know how you look like.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, you could be hating in a hut. I'm in a plane.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm in Kigali right now. Kigali Media Hub.
Kigali,
You
right?
can send me all the hate comments you want. Because the Rwandan content creators that I consume, they mostly push their country, tourism.
Yeah.
That's it. Because in my country, we barely do that.
Yeah.
Because our country, I don't know, they don't even care. They don't even support us. They don't care.
So are you predicting of what you want to be in the next 2 years?
100%.
You want to share?
Oh, yes, I will share. I've told my followers on my TikTok, if you follow me and you're a fat chick and you have acne, unfollow me. Because I have changed. So you must change.
Hello again. Welcome to Saloon 3. As you know, Saloon 3 is a platform for conversation.
Yeah.
Just here to have a good conversation. And as you know, we started last year, but for the very first time, we have a very special guest.
Yes.
That is not from Rwanda.
Yes.
Maybe a sister from another mother, who knows.
Exactly.
Yes. So welcome, Esther.
Thank you so much.
It's really a pleasure.
Finally, a Ugandan on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Usually we record on the weekend, by the way. So this was the first time also we're recording in the middle of the week.
Oh.
But because you are very special, so we had to make sure that we don't
You know
miss
what
you
time it is.
on the conversation.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't want to go through your bio, but who is Esther?
Esther Natukunda is an entertainer.
Entertainer.
Yes.
What does that mean?
An entertainer is someone who makes you laugh. An entertainer still influences. They make you buy stuff. They make you go sleep places. They make you go eat somewhere. So I entertain via radio. I work in Uganda as a host on Energy Radio. I used to host the Pan-African dating show. We had a very huge Rwandan audience. And currently I'm a cast member on Vibes and Visas, which is a reality TV show in Uganda.
I want you to not to me those Pan-African dating questions, right? We'll put one of these guys on spot. Please don't do it on me.
Yeah. So
those are really, really cool.
Yeah.
Stopped?
The Pan-African dating show, it's still running, but I stopped being the host because Vibes and Visas came around and I was not going to be able to maneuver both of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go and do Vibes and Visas, because Uganda, we are tapping into the entertainment part of reality TV.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, it's not something that we have been doing, but now we have platforms. Because before, when you had a project, you had to wait for Netflix or DSTV.
Yeah.
But now we have Play Loud in Uganda, which is like a Netflix type of stuff. So you're like, okay, there are more distributors now that can buy our products. So why not? So we created Vibes and Visas, and it's good.
Yeah, but also because the audience is different. The way people consume content is
That's
different.
true. Yeah.
But before I get into the technicality, so you wake up in the morning, you try different things.
Yeah.
You give yourself different titles.
Yeah.
What made you learn to feel like I'm actually an entertainer and I can live and survive by becoming an entertainer?
I'm searching for the English word. Oh, the English word
You
is
can
called
use a little bit of Ugandan.
Look. Oh, yeah. But the English word is called audacity.
Oh, that's it.
You got the audacity. Who wakes up and creates a media hub?
You know, right?
Exactly.
It's the audacity.
It's called audacity. You just sit there and be like, if the Tyler Perry can do it, why can't I?
Yes.
You understand? And also, I think it also comes from being exposed. You understand, leaving your environment that you know, and you travel and go to different countries and see how things are done, and you're like, why do they not have it in my country?
You know?
And at some point, you stop waiting for them to do it, so you start creating it.
Yes.
Right? So for me, I saw a gap in my country where people were not open because as Africans, most especially East Africans, were groomed in a certain way. Be humble, don't be too loud, don't be too like you can't explode too much. We don't accept a lot of Western stuff that we're grounded a certain way. But because I lived in South Africa and living in the UAE, Kenya, you get to see these people. I love why do I watch them on TV, by the way? Like, why do I have to sit and watch the Kardashians every single day?
Why not Esther?
Exactly. Why don't you watch me? Pay to watch me. Matter of fact, now the Kardashians should be watching us.
So why should I watch you?
What? Exactly my point. Ask the audience, watch it. Am I not watchable? I'm a ball of energy, man.
I can see.
Yeah.
Yes. So you become an entertainer.
Yeah.
And you have to survive for this, right?
Of course.
You have to build your brand.
Yeah.
So what is that journey?
The journey comes with favor and hard work. Everyone has a phone, right?
Yeah.
But not everyone can be lovable by random people. Because followers are just random people that find you while they're scrolling, and then you have to have that it factor that makes people pause to actually watch you.
Yeah.
So it could be funny content, but for me, it was the openness that I would wake up and like tell girls, why would you be a cheap prostitute?
Yeah. Yes.
This is not something you would find on the internet, right? Not everyone is open to, but you would scroll on my TikTok, and today I decided to talk about why are we even supposed to get married?
Yeah.
And then wait, but because now the more we grow, now you're like, by the way, and then you start questioning yourself, by the way, why do we get married? Why is it a must? Like I wake up and ask people, can't we stop periods forever? Like, why do women get periods? You see?
Hello, God.
Exactly. Do something. Why don't men get cramps? So then you find an audience, like you have to be different.
Yes.
Say something, like that's something that not everyone speaks about.
Yeah.
Right? Then people stop and like, then you find next time they will stay around. We were talking about Aleti. You see her video. I beat men for wait. You beat what?
Beat men for living.
You send it to someone because that's not something a normal person wakes up
Yeah.
and says on a normal, daily basis. So you have to be different, have courage, and also have that it thing, man.
Yeah.
But you can never know that you have it until when you try.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like what you're talking about, especially in terms of asking a lot of questions of why not you, right?
Yeah.
Why can I not try?
Yeah.
Why can I not do ABCD?
Yeah.
And in when you're trying in the journey of becoming a digital content creator, there is a lot of things you do, and there's a lot of things you learn as well.
100%.
Because you do a lot of content, some people like, other people don't like.
Yes.
So when do you actually get to reflect and say the type of content or the type of entertainment I'm providing?
Okay,
this is what people
can monetize, and this is what people need. So for me, my journey, after posting random stuff, it started with a clinic saying, Esther, because I normally talk about reproductive systems for women or sex, such stuff. And then the first time, it was a hospital that reached out in my DMs and said, hey, we are struggling at our hospital to speak to young girls about sexual stuff or reproductive health, and we are watching your videos and you are not afraid to talk about, guys, I found out I have cellulite.
Yeah.
Why do my boobs fall? These are questions young women are asking themselves, but they are timid. And because now we are grown up, there's a certain way we cannot connect with the Gen Zs because there's that disconnect. So how about you come and talk, to our young people, and you're like, but I can't go and talk for free. What do you mean? You understand? Then you're like, okay, what are the arrangements? Like, we'll give you like, let's say 100,000, like Rwandan franc. And then you go like, okay, since I'm starting, let's go. I mean, who knew I could actually get paid to talk? I share my stories for free. Then when you see someone reach out to you and then you go and you execute it, and also executing it, it takes you to be courageous, because it's not everyone that wakes up and addresses foreigners that you don't know about, right? But you need to be passionate about what you do, or the things that you talk about. Then you go and then 100,000, okay. So how many people are watching what I'm saying? if this one called me for reproductive health, how if I talk about food, who could approach me? Then you go to restaurants and start eating food, and you're like, I like this food, I don't like this food. Now this the restaurant, you can change this. Before you know it, then another restaurant is saying, come try out our food.
Yeah.
We will give you food and then we will pay you this amount to review our food. You're like, if this one is calling me just to eat at their place and review, what else can I do? You understand?
I do.
Like that, you evolve.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually also be versatile. You understand? Because the influencing market, most especially in my country, it's very competitive, honey. It's very competitive. You can't say,
Come here.
Eh?
Come here.
Yeah, I'm here to steal Rwandan people jobs, by the way. I'm gonna steal them. I want to work with Visit Rwanda.
Come.
Move Africa Global Citizen, sign me up, because I've also I watch Rwandan influencers.
Yeah.
By the way, in Uganda, let me tell you guys, if Rwandan people didn't know, in Uganda, we watch influencers in Rwanda, how they are. And I'm sorry to say it, every Ugandan that I find who watches Rwandan content creators, most of the times you will hear them say, where is the vigor?
Okay, so
Yeah.
on that note,
Yeah.
this is really good actually. So if you compare Rwandan influencers or creators to Ugandan creators, how do you think you would rate the Rwandan content creators as opposed to Ugandan content creators? What do you think each country can learn on each other's?
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
Well, if there is no country to learn on another, it's okay.
Exactly.
Can also say
that. What is it that me as a Ugandan I can learn from Rwandan content creators? I've seen a few.
Yeah.
Like this Innocent, that's K. Travels. I watch what he does and I'm like, it's premium. I love it. It's about exposing Rwanda.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe Ugandans can learn that, because the Rwandan content creators that I consume, they mostly push their country, tourism.
Yeah.
That's it. Because in my country, we barely do that.
Yeah.
Because our country, I don't know, they don't even care. They don't even support us. They don't care. You understand? But I feel like here, the government or Visit Rwanda, or there's a certain way here people are passionate about marketing their country.
Yeah.
But that is it. For me, as a Ugandan content creator, that's the only thing that I can learn. Here, there is no versatility. Everyone, it's like Hollywood, they got a BBO, everyone looks the same way. I hope that's not too harsh. Like here, most especially, like, it's not so many men that I see that are influencers.
Yeah.
I will see a lot of females that are influencers, but they all look the same, they talk the same, they walk the same body type, same face. No one is different. No one has a different personality.
Yeah.
At all. Like, I mean it at all. Like, everyone has the same aesthetic. If they're girls, clean girl era, that's it. Nobody does something different. When they go to eat at restaurants, they eat the same way, they hold the fork the same way. I'm like, go jump, do something, shout, talk about something, you know? So it's just like, I woke up today as a clean girl in Rwanda and I'm beautiful. And I'm like, yes, sis, I bow down. You are the one, you look amazing. That's it.
Yeah. But don't you think that's I think the question there is authenticity, right?
Authenticity, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you it's more of like people trying to build their personal brand and understand that I can be authentic.
Yeah.
But also on that note, I think again there is a little bit of a culture situation.
Oh yeah.
Where people would judge a certain type and not judge other type. So particularly you, because you do a lot of SRH content.
Yeah.
Pan-African dating shows, quite
Vibes and Visas.
They are quite really provocative in a sense.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you get any challenge to do that as a woman?
No. You know why? Going back to the issue that you say, like society judges, you know, maybe society. Yes, societies are different. Here in Rwanda, society different, and in Uganda, society is different. But I will say, it's not so long ago where our society in Uganda was similar to Rwanda.
Yes.
Like very conservative. But hey, let me tell you, Maybe it's the exposure that I have from different countries, but I promise you, I'm not about to wake up and be a typical girl just like anybody else I see on the internet. Clear cut, period. Like, actually, the trick is dare to be different.
Dare to be
I
different.
definitely do not care. And also, in this industry of entertainment that we are in, you must understand, if the camera is rolling, you are meant to be criticized.
Yeah.
This is what makes you.
I agree.
Because you can be able to take in criticism, you can be able to stand in front of a lot of people, you can take in judgment. Not that, oh, you must have a shield, oh, influencers or creators, you have a strong heart or what. No. When you sign up for this business, dare to be different and know what comes with it.
So how do you deal with criticism then?
Me? I love it. Let me tell you, the people that I love the most are the ones that come in my comment section and say, your teeth look ugly, you did braces. I'm like, thanks for watching.
Yes.
I'm gonna customize me content. I'm gonna monetize off you. That's a viewer. When I take my stats to a brand, I'm like, 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You see? You see, also we have this mentality back home, or maybe it's me. Whatever publicity it is, it's good publicity. I mean, Kimberly Noel Kardashian went from selling sex tapes to now being a billionaire.
Yeah.
That was publicity for her. So if you come and leave 1,000 comments that are hateful in my comment section, that is viewership. Matter of fact, TikTok and Instagram are going to send my video to the algorithm because there's engagement.
So do you get to actually get into a discussion when people are giving you criticism on?
It depends. Sometimes I get to address them. Like recently, I did a video on my TikTok and I shared about me having fibroids and cysts. And I want to know from women that have experienced such stuff. Now, everyone in the comment section came and said, you said you're celibate, because I've shared that I've been celibate for 8 years. Now, you find women that will come and say, yeah, those are the consequences of not having sex. As a woman, you're supposed to give birth. You're too old. These are women that are telling you. Me, I'm not afraid to come out on the internet and tell you, actually, fellow women, you're stupid. Why would you say I brought fibroids to myself because I failed to have intercourse? Are you dumb? So those are stuff, and I would address it like that. Not to be rude, but, so I address certain stuff.
Yeah.
But some stuff, I don't care. I don't like your dress. Thank you, you're watching me. At least I don't know how you look like. But every single day you come to my page to see what I wore, what I spoke, what I ate, where I went. A matter of fact, you could be hating in a hut. I mean, I'm playing. Hello, I'm in Kigali right now. Kigali Media Hub.
Kigali, right?
You can send me all the hate comments you want. Your business. Thank you so much. Keep the hate coming.
Yeah.
So you need to have that strong shield. And also, like, if you're insecure, you can't make it in this industry. Be bold, be different, speak about things, be provocative.
Yeah. So one of the other thing again, especially personally, I look at when you look at the industry of influencing, or like content creation in the region, people get their errors, right? They stay there for a certain point, then they drop, right? So as a young woman, how are you building or sustaining yourself in a sense that you just won't be one of the other person that come and disappear?
I call it evolving. You must be able to evolve. I'm not the Natukunda Esther I was in 2024. Last year, I was another person. You understand? That's what I say, that you need to be versatile and evolve. You see, social media has a lot of money. The reality is social media has a lot of money. And people need to think of social media as a business. This is a business, right? People pay you. And the beauty of actually being an influencer is you are the product. People consume you. So if you put yourself in one box, that's what people are going to consume. But you see these Gen Zs, every single day, their minds are crazy. They're trying to replace us with robots. You need to be able to do what a robot can't do.
If you're done.
Exactly. You understand? So you can't be like, me, I am a book reader. That's what I influence. Kids these days, they sit and say, hey, your chat GPT, read for me Da Vinci. They don't need to go and read books. So you're going to be out of business because now bookstores ain't going to book you anymore. You need to think, okay, times are changing. From reading books, what else can I do? All right. I started from just the Pan-African dating show talking about dating. And then I was like, a actually, I see a lot of women have problems with self-confidence. I became a motivational speaker for women. Young women to learn how to be confident, and I am an example. Then I tell you my stories where I came, and also you see me evolve. Now, when I see myself evolve, I'm like, who do I admire in Kigali? Who do I admire in Rwanda? Who do I admire in the United States? Who do I admire in South Africa? I want to get to their level. What do they do? I start copying what they do. It's like being a DJ. You wake up, you don't know nothing. You learn something, and you're like, okay. Now I want to be like a Tanya in Uganda. Then you're like, okay, Ugandan level, I'm done with it. Now I want to be like Uncle Waffles. Now I want to be like Black Coffee. You need to be, you have to be open to evolving because, man, you will run out of cash.
So are you predicting of what you want to be in the next 2 years?
100%.
You want to share?
Oh, yes, I will share. So me personally, my journey of evolving, I told myself after Vibes and Visas, and also you need to get to know your audience. So normally the things that I've been doing on the internet, they've been captivating a lot of Ugandan people and Kenyans, right? And now after Vibes and Visas, it's a reality show in my country. You can go watch it on a platform called Play It Loud. You can download it on all iOS or Android. I realized in the comment section, you find people from the UK, Nigeria, South Africa, Rwanda. I read my comment section. I go check people's profile to see where they come from. And then I sat and I say, wait a damn minute. So random people, the clips that are posted on social media, they actually find them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I woke up and I said, my Rwandan audience, the people that have watched Vibes and Visas, I'm going to come and do a media tour. Let's meet up.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's scary.
Yeah.
You have to be brave to do it because now you're assuming people know me out there.
Yeah.
Right? But I took a leap of faith. Even if it's 10 people, let me meet them. Those are my money makers in Kigali.
Sure.
You understand? So I came here. I met like 50 people. I met like media. I met you.
Yeah.
This is how stuff starts.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And before you know it, hey, Esther, I know you can do this gig. Right? Hey, I know you can do that. And then the internet, you need to capitalize off the internet. You need to evolve, put yourself out there. Move out of your comfort zone for the love of God. Why are you in Rwanda every day?
Yeah.
Go network with Ugandans. Go network with Kenyans. You understand? Yes, you'll find a lot of rejection. Some people will say no. Some people will say yes. Don't be afraid to reach out. I sent you a DM.
Yeah.
This is how stuff happen. If you're not open to collaborations, then you just say they are, and then be an influencer in Rwanda, and then also every single day there's gonna come someone who is more eloquent than you, prettier than you, good looking than you.
Yeah.
They will be more knowledgeable. Maybe you were born here, and then there's a kid who is mixed UK and Rwanda, and then they new here, they know the Western culture. Now they want to take over. So if you don't want to evolve, you go back to the hood. I tell you. I'm not.
Back.
Who is going back to the hood?
All the way up.
I know. So I left Uganda. I come see what's here. What can I take from here? What can I do here that can build my image as well, my network here as well? Okay, when I get Kigali, I'm like, Kenya next.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
The way artists do it, they don't stay in their country. Look at Element. He's in my country now.
Yeah.
He lives Rwanda. He goes. He collaborates with other people. He attends people's, things, and then before you know it, he's on media and people. He's selling out venues in my country.
Yeah.
He evolves.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very important that people understand that you should evolve, and then evolving honestly as well. It comes in different form.
True.
Sometimes you even be honest to yourself and say, okay, I'm doing this for the next 5 years.
That's true.
After 5 years, I won't be doing content, but
100.
maybe I'll own a content creation house.
Yes.
So that again, it's not just about you continuing to do that. It's
Yes.
understanding it from.
Yeah. You've made me remember there's an actor in South Africa called Tapelo Mokoena. He's very famous. He has a Netflix movie called Fetal Seduction.
I know that one.
Right? Yes, it's so good. He was in my country just last month. And he talked about something as a creative, you're a business, right? Your image sells.
Yes.
If Visit Rwanda says, hey, Esther, I want to work with you for a month, they know you got a lot of people that you're going to influence to come and visit Rwanda.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So what that means is you can start making T-shirts that are written Visit Rwanda, right? You can start hiring out buses that can come through. That's a business of you as an image, right? So I was like, I sat there and I was like, okay, what can I sell to my people? Because you're not also always going to sit there and be like, when is a client coming? No. The money that they give you, start a media hub out of it. Buy equipment. I'm like, okay, what do people normally comment about the way I dress? No problem. I started a clothing brand because now you're buying it. I'm expanding myself because gigs are not going to come every day.
Yeah.
So when you get that gig, how you utilize that money is very important.
Sure.
And for influencers, actually, it's very important to understand how money works and have financial knowledge because you will eat that money.
So I've had literally same conversation with someone locally here.
Yeah.
To when you're talking about authenticity, someone who was popular that I felt like the way they were operating was what people was really liking them.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I saw them changing, and I was trying to kind of guide them and say, hey, maybe you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. But the issue is that changing, it gives you maybe sometimes short-term return of investment.
That's true.
Right? But sometimes doesn't
long-term,
in the long run. So as a creator, where do you spend most of your investment in terms of building yourself as a business?
Building myself as a business, number one is I understand I am the business. Yes. Right? You can never catch my hair not looking good. My eyebrows have to be on flicks. My dressing has to be on point. My skin has to be good. Right? Because that's how brands keep on approaching me because of how I look. Now, after they approach me, I go like, okay, we've gotten this money. Can I put it like in a money market fund?
Sure.
Can I buy a bond in the bank? Can I save and buy land?
Yes.
You know? Can I have a boda business, a motorcycle business? Can I start Uber? That's where the real money is going to come from, by the way.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Because
Kanye West did not sit up and be there. I can just do a tour once a year and eat that money. No, you're going to go broke fast. He's like, let me do Yeezy. Let me do ABCD, right? So you need to be able to invest your money even outside the industry because you're not too big to start small businesses. You may not have millions to build a hotel, but look at your audience, by the way. What do they consume? What do you normally sell to them? God forbid, if they normally see you go into expensive hotels, start an Airbnb.
You know?
Make that million. Right? That's how you sustain your life. That's how we be there. You're like, Esther's not gig. I've not posted a gig for 3 months, but I'm living good. I'm still traveling, because I invested that money in something else that keeps on bringing daily income.
So what has it been really the most challenging part of your journey as a content creator?
Change is very scary.
But you seem to be very confident.
I know. I have to look the part. This is the beauty about us. You'll be there fighting your demons, but nobody knows. People don't know that we also struggle with insecurities, self-doubt. People don't know. But you sit there and you're like, so there's a time I realized I had an audience that was like poor people. I know it sounds crazy, but what you are is what you attract.
Yes.
When I came out on social media, I was sharing my struggling stories, and so many struggling people related with me.
Yeah.
Even the gigs that I got, they were cheap money. And also, like, we cannot be going like this. You understand? Then when you go out to certain spaces, I'm a person who admires a lot. I'll be like, what are the best hotels in this country? Let's say One and Only. And I'll go book a night at One and Only and see how the people that go there eat, talk, speak. I'm like, I like the way, I wonder what they consume, right? So when I push myself like that and I see, I want to tap into this environment, then I'll come on my social media. Before you know it, I started clearing almost everything that I was saying because now I need to make it clear to you that version of me is dying.
Okay.
We are evolving into something else that's better.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So now even your audience changes, right? Because now you don't attract people that are poor anymore. And then now you attract the middle class.
Yes.
Before you know it, someone who drives a GLE watches your content. They listen to you, your podcast or something, right?
Yeah.
So every time you need to think, how do I become bigger and better? And also there is no reward in being so humble, like in a poor way.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
No, you don't have to be always relatable.
Yeah.
To like lower yourself, lower your standards.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you, I wake up to I've told my followers on my TikTok, let me tell you, when I became skinnier and I worked on my skin, I came and I said, if you follow me and you're a fat chick and you have acne, unfollow me. Because I have changed. So you must change.
Yeah.
If you cry every day in your mirror that, oh my God, I look so ugly. You see me? I came here and I told you guys, oh my God, I feel so bad. I'm ugly. And maybe you felt like, me and Esther, we're ugly together. No, honey, I'm skinny now. I have good skin.
Yeah.
You want to move forward with me? You're going to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Or else unfollow me. Because my audience also has to grow.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
My audience has to grow. If I wake up today and let's say a restaurant downtown says, hey, we're going to do a brunch, right? And we want this amount of people and we need to capitalize because it's a business that needs to make money. You see, if you're influencing people that are poor, you're not going to be able to do a brunch that's going to cost 100,000.
So Esther, we know there is someone, don't necessarily have to say the name, but if when I say the person you'd know, an East African influencer, who literally went through a big hate, because of that change.
Oh yeah,
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you not scared to be like that person? Because she came from really, really being very loved.
Yeah.
To probably if we'll be doing the things of popularity voting as the US will do, I don't think she will get the same love or the same like as she had in her country. But I'm sure her bank is loved now.
Of course.
As a person, she might not be. Her account is really good.
Yeah.
So how do you, what is your take on that? How do you make sure that such a thing
doesn't happen?
It doesn't happen. Or that's actually the way.
I would say, of course, any creative, you would wish that doesn't happen.
Yes.
But in most cases, it can happen. Like, I know my words can be interpreted in a certain way, but also because I would say, I don't know if it's in Africa or us, I will speak like in my country, let's say, we normalize cheapness.
Yeah.
We normalize struggle culture. You want to relate to someone when you see them exceed your expectations. Now you want to cancel them.
I see.
You understand? So we have that problem. When I wake up and I say, I've invested in myself so much.
Yeah.
I've struggled before. I don't want nobody struggling around me. You understand?
Yes.
Because you don't find Jeff Bezos hanging around with someone in Katwe every day.
Yeah.
You never get to see it. Billionaires, they attract billionaire mindset, right? So you want to move with me? Let's grow together because I am living what doesn't serve me anymore.
Yeah.
So if that offends you and you cancel me, good for you, stay in poverty. Me, I'm done with it. I've suffered enough. What do you mean?
No suffering anymore.
No suffering anymore. When I wake up and I say, I'm going to do, I'm hosting a branch and it's 100,000. Yeah, I need to be able to afford it.
Correct.
Because you are now my people that I want to be. I feel like they're my audience. Now, I feel like you're actually learning something from me. You understand? So, let's learn to understand that people evolve. And it's good to evolve. No one wants to be poor forever. If I used to ask for little money and then you find brands, they'll be like, but last year you charged me this money. I'm like, unfortunately, I didn't have the same followers last year.
You didn't come to the Uber today, right? Last time you took an Uber, but today you drove.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Because I also invested in myself. I said, I'm not going to spend money on an Uber. Maybe before I couldn't afford a car, but now I can afford it. I want to grow. I want to feel good. So you can't come to me with the same price as last year. Baby, I changed. Also, the numbers have changed.
Yeah.
Right? So that's more value for you.
Correct.
We need to learn how to evolve.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not even people. Brands even blacklist you. Because now you think you're too big. Rightfully so. And for me, by the way, I don't have a problem with leaving my country. If I feel like my country doesn't appreciate me, I'm so glad my country appreciates me. They still support me and they support my journey. But the moment I feel like it no longer serves me, I look for another target market.
Correct. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Esther, we can have this conversation
Yeah,
until
forever.
forever. But
But-
thank you very much. This has been a pleasure to me. But since we are sharing audience,
Yes.
is there anything you want me to share to the Ugandan audience? Now your turn to ask me a few questions before we close.
First question, and this is for all my influencers in Uganda that want to work in Rwanda,
Yeah.
like to work with brands in Rwanda. What advice do you give them?
The thing is, as a country, we always attract every person
That's
in
true.
all angles beyond content creation, because we feel like Rwanda has a lot of advantage.
True.
That you cannot really get in other places.
Yeah.
There's this other Ugandan influencer I just started to follow this week, and she started a video and she was talking about how Kigali looks like an AI country.
Yeah.
Because of how well structured it is.
Too much.
Etc. So I think what I would tell them is we almost have same language, almost same culture. So now investing in Rwanda in terms of content creation or doing things that are also connecting to Rwanda, you are really kind of expanding your audience.
That's true.
And the beauty again is we also have a lot of brands that are in the region, right? So you have like MTN in Rwanda, you have MTN in Uganda.
Yes.
You have Airtel in Rwanda, you have Airtel in Uganda.
That's true.
There are few close brands, right? Now the pop culture growing, you see people with like t-shirt brands selling it in Rwanda, go to Uganda as well. So I think it's a shared market.
True.
So rather than looking at it as and this is actually what I was telling the other day, some of the executive at Google, when we were talking about monetization. I was like, don't look at Rwanda as single market. Look Rwanda as a regional market.
True.
And we don't have that opportunity yet as Rwandans because we are not monetized, for example.
Oh, yeah.
But a Ugandan who is in Uganda, that Uganda is already monetized. So if they build on Rwandan audience,
True,
the audience become bigger.
Yes.
So they actually have a better opportunity than Rwandan content creators on our market. If you see what I mean.
Yes, I see. I'm gonna make money here.
This is your office. Those are your guys.
Right? That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay. I think another question that I can ask, and this is not for Ugandans only. I know so many people, like my South African friends, my Zambian friends, they always ask about the legality of being able to work here as an influencer, right? Like, is it open to everyone? Is there like a special visa that creators need to come here and get?
I mean, the beauty is one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Rwanda require no visa entry to
all
African countries. So at least you can already come in.
True.
So what does that mean? It means that if you've positioned yourself well, whenever you are, you can just come in for a week or two to create content and leave, right?
Yeah.
You do not have to be here. We know nowadays a lot of content creators create bank of content.
True.
So you can come and create bank of content and then just go. I think if you grow more, you will probably get the challenge you might get is tax.
True.
Because any money you pay needs to be taxed.
That's true.
So you may then have to open like a
bank account,
account or a business.
Yeah.
Opening a business in Rwanda is 24 hours. Within 24 hours, you have your business.
Let me tell you, this country
get paid. So, and as you said, we are promoting Visit Rwanda a lot. By promoting Visit Rwanda, it means there's a lot of corporate organizations, hotels. And who is the best person actually to make money is not a Rwandan. It's an external, right?
That's true.
So if you then to speak to a hotel and say, hey, I bring my Ugandan audience to your hotel.
Facts.
It makes more sense than a Rwandan saying it.
That's true.
I have Rwandan audience.
That's true.
So I'm talking about people to visit Rwanda.
Yes.
Obviously, there is domestic tourism.
Yes.
But we, as Rwanda, we aim higher than domestic tourism.
That's very true.
The international or regional influencers, they actually have a really great opportunity in that sense if they position themselves in the right way.
That's true.
So positioning yourself in the right way as well. Let's be really honest. It also has to go with the with culture values as well.
That's true.
Because again, we do have our own culture, we do
That's
have our
true.
own values. So you need to think about, which I guess it's normal in content creation. So you
True.
need to think about, are my values being aligned? Or should I, if I see an opportunity, what else? You know, Naturity Mana?
Yes.
So Naturity Man all of a sudden become a random, right?
100%.
He's Nigerian,
Yes.
but he knew really exactly how to
100%.
build
Yes.
his audience. and
Yes.
so-
Learn a language. If you can speak in Kinyarwanda, you're Ugandan or Tanzanian.
Yeah.
That's true. You. Now, last question for me.
Yes.
Do you guys have like an agency here, like that represents creatives or different agencies?
Yes and no. There are people, most of influencers are not really under like a type of management agency.
Oh.
I would say here at Kigali Multimedia Hub, we do to a certain extent. So we haven't really started to do this as full time.
True.
In the sense of where usually an agency get you full time, they invest in you, they
True.
pay everything you do, etc. So we are not on that level yet. But what we do, for example, is we have influencers on contract.
True.
So then with all our creative or all our clients, they are the ones we give to the client.
That's true.
So, but really, actually, one of my dreams is actually to expand and then build a full
True.
content creators agency.
Yeah.
Obviously, it requires a little bit of investment in terms of building someone's personal brands,
That's true.
building their audience, etc.
And also for someone that is listening to you speak, like for me, as if I was somebody listening and watching this, I would think, then let me build myself now. So it's not hard for someone like you to bring me on board.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
That's true.
Right?
Because I mean, if even today, if someone comes and say, "Hey, we want 63 or Kigali Multimedia Hub to manage me," we'll be like, "Come."
Yeah.
Right?
What do you have? What have
do
you built?
have? Yes. And we actually, anyway, we operate as an incubation of talent.
Yeah.
As you've seen, as you can see.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
It's 18, 19, 25.
True. That's true.
So we really try to build those type of talent. But creative industry is a bit harsh as an industry.
Of course.
So someone also has to put in.
Yeah, of course. You know what's funny? I'm hearing you speak like maybe build the talent. I'm like, you are stretching the hand.
Yes.
In my country,
Yeah.
management reaches out to you because you have built yourself to be on top. No one is here to build you. You understand? Like you need to build yourself from scratch.
Yeah.
They gotta meet you halfway.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, if they don't want to build themselves, me, I've already built myself and I'll let you.
Done.
Congratulations.
Thank
Give
you
us
very
the
much.
back.
You
So
sign
we're
the
fine.
contract. Yes. So, Esther, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate your time. And as for the audience, thank you again for tuning in on Saloon 3.
Yeah.
This is a conversation platform. As we say, remember to subscribe and then share with your audience. And this time we are in Uganda.
256.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.